So today we're going to talk about the design of the tech pack. So previously we talked about the target audience and first understanding who the end consumers are, what kind of solution that you have that is of value to their problem that actually solves their problem. And today we're going to talk about the next step is of course the product. So how do you think about the product after you know the consumer? And a lot of the time, maybe you already had an idea of your product, how it's going to look like or feel like before the target audience, which is fine. But now that you have done the research, understood the target audience, maybe you want to go in and think about the product. Is there any edits you need to have to it and things like that? The next step for footwear is we have something called the tech pack. A tech pack is basically a document which describes your shoe in detail. So for things about the material, for the insole, the outsole, is there foxing and everything like that, and what is the construction of the shoe? Is it a cement construction? Is it injection, etc.? So you have all of those things in what we call a design tech pack, and this is something that at sometimes in the early stages, sometimes in maybe a slightly later stage, you'll give it to the factory, but it normally is a good thing, or actually, I would say it's a crucial thing that you should have to provide to the factory so everyone is on the same page in terms of what are the materials you're looking for and what is required of the shoe. And it's like a working document because sometimes you will need to go back and forth with the factory. Maybe there'll be some changes to materials, it could be based on cost considerations or actual construct of the shoe. Some materials may not actually work together. If you're not as experienced, then you might not know this until the factory tells you or things like that. So it's a working document. But I won't talk specifically or actually show you how to write a tech pack today. I have done a video previously a little bit about tech pack, but I think there are a lot of online resources, and I will link some in the video description below, which does it more justice than I will. And if you're a founder or you're new and you're considering starting your own footwear brand, please like and subscribe and comment below if you have any questions or you have any topics that you would like me to talk more about in the later videos. I will answer any questions below if you have. Going back to the tech pack, it's one of the most powerful documents probably that you have during the process because it basically sets the foundation of what your shoe is going to look like, what kind of materials, the look and feel of it. And of course, initially, you can send a photo of a shoe that may be similar to what you're thinking about to the factory to use as reference. But in terms of a fashion shoe, that is a lot of the times done, and it's pretty common. But in terms of a functional shoe, like if you're doing like a running shoe or a hiking shoe, something that has more functionality, it there's a lot of difference in providing a tech pack so the factory, your manufacturing partners understand what kind of materials, what kind of functions are there. Because on the outside, it may look similar, but a hiking shoe could have various functions, such as being waterproof, non-slip, slip-resistant, outsole. And just by looking at the photo, we might not understand, or the factory might not understand what is required, and that also changes the price of different materials and what your eventual MOQ and price would be. So you want to have all that information upfront and let the factory know whether with the photo and with the tech pack, giving it together also signifies to the factory that you're a professional and you know what you're doing. And it also gives them more confidence when they work with you. So this is a very important document that you should have. So when you're able to provide this tech pack on day one, when you communicate with the factory, you have a lot more leverage because they feel that, oh, you understand kind of the industry, and it's possible that they'll be more willing to discuss prices, MOQ, because they understand that you understand the industry, you know the materials and whatnot. So it kind of shifts the dynamic a little bit, and that's also why I would say that this is a very important document that if you're able to create one, then you should have it on day one when you start talking to your manufacturers and start exploring the manufacturing partner. Sometimes founders might think, okay, I will let the factory design the shoe for me and we'll just communicate and they'll come up with a tech pack. And while that's sometimes a process that's used, um, I would advise against it because that it gives the factory or the manufacturer a lot more leverage. They own the operational DNA of your shoe, which is supposed to be your product, so you should own. And if you ever want leave that factory or consider move that factory for various reasons, maybe the price is getting higher or the quality is dropping, you can't really easily transfer that production knowledge or these blueprints and unless you have a collection of these documents and you know kind of the reasons why um, various changes have been made, because normally it's production reasons, maybe cost reasons, but if you don't have all that context, even when you move to a new factory, it's hard to communicate with them or make your own changes because you don't really know what has been going on. So I would advise that you keep this tech pack. Of course, the factories should and can communicate with you for various changes and explain their reasoning. And you have kind of the master tech pack, if you will, and you make those changes, and you can go back and forth and confirm the final tech pack. And then that also acts as your almost benchmark in terms of what kind of material should go in and things like that. And in my previous video about tech packs, I also mentioned you need to be very specific in your tech pack, and that's so that you have guarantee for both sides in terms of it's not, for example, you won't just say blue for a specific color. Normally, you use a Pantone color, something that's very, very specific, so both sides know what you're talking about because there's light blue, dark blue, different various shades of blue. What I feel is light blue might not be that light to you. There's various shades of light blue. So there's a lot of confusion that can happen. So we have to be very specific in that language so that we have guarantee in terms of what comes out. Because if it's not what is said on the tech pack, then that there's a benchmark foundation that you can go back to the factory when you see your sample and say, hey, this isn't what I asked for in the tech pack. You have to remake this or whatnot. I mean, there is some basis for you and the factory to understand what the benchmark is. And going a bit more on the sample, this is kind of the next step after you got your tech pack. You've talked to the factory, and they're starting to make you samples, so you see, and you might go back and forth because sometimes they might need to change the material. You figured out in production the material may not make sense. Maybe certain colors are more difficult to obtain for certain material. There could be very various reasons, but a lot of the time that your first sample it might look perfect, exactly what you thought, but during the production run, there is a high possibility it does not exactly look like the sample each and every one. So, for example, you want 1,000 pairs of shoes, not all of them will look like the sample, and that's normal. But of course, you would have agreed upon a certain percentage. What's the acceptable quality standards that you have. But what this tech pack also provides, again, going back, it provides that guarantee and security you have, so that the sample plus your tech pack, the first sample or your final sample that you've confirmed that this will be um, what the production run will be based on, you have those documents and that sample to go back and talk to the factory if there happens to be any quality issues. And of course, if you have a quality inspector there in person, then they also have that and they can help you figure out, okay, does that fit the standard? So this is also one of the functions. It's very important that you have um, thought about the tech pack and understanding of it and use the tech pack. So again, the tech pack is your ultimate shield, if you will, to defend against, protecting your rights, and also, also the factory having that guideline foundation on agreeing what is right and what is wrong, what the quality standards are with the factory. And again, I have linked other sources in the video description below that you can check if you want to know more details about how to create a tech pack, what to think about. I highly recommend the Shoe Dog, another YouTube channel, and they have a website. They also have courses that you can take. I'm not affiliated with them. No marketing, but I have looked through their material and I think it's very solid. And you can, if you're interested, you can go explore and look at their free material. They also have a lot of free material and videos that talk about tech pack and other, production related and other things like that. Highly recommend. And again, if you're new to footwear or you're a footwear founder, brand owner, is looking to learn more and understand more about the footwear industry, sourcing, and the whole supply chain in general, and footwear brands in general, then please like and subscribe and leave a comment below if there's anything else that you want me to talk about or you have any questions. Thank you and see you next time.